Hi, it's Nell, and thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be talking about 4 ways to propagate Hoyas, 2 which are difficult and not as easy, and 2 which are very easy. Now which would you choose? Stick around and I'm going to show you what I mean. So the first way is by seed, and now Hoya seeds can be hard to come by, and I've heard they can be difficult to germinate. So we'll just get that option out of the way right away, because that's the only option that I haven't ever done before. Because the other, the two at the end are going to be so easy. Why do that one? Now the next one, which can be problematic, some people have success with it and some people don't, it's sort of in both camps, is by leaf cutting. Okay, so this is my very fancy, not so fancy way of taking leaf cuttings. It's just in a saucer. I have some succulent leaves in here which have been in there for, a while, but I don't know what I'm going to do with those. But you can propagate Hoyas from leaf cuttings, except it takes a long time, and I've never waited long enough. I waited a year once, and that was just too long to have any action, happening. See, like here, there's the stem coming off of the leaf, and that's what happens. Some people have luck with Hoyas rooting by leaf cutting. Some people don't. And I imagine it would be good to get a piece of the stem too. Now this is just a leaf, and it does root. I mean, these are rooted. Most of them are, because some were started before, so I can show you the root on it. There is the root. So it is rooted, but there's no evidence of any stem coming out at all. So if you see, especially the sweetheart Hoyas, which are the Hoya caryi, the ones that look like hearts, if you see a single leaf, it may never grow into a plant. It may just stay that single leaf. And as I said, there's people on both sides of the camp in this one. I've read that some people have luck with it and some people don't. I read somewhere where it takes 2 years, and I'm like, 2 years? I'm just gonna do a stem cutting. So what I will probably do is I will probably keep these in here. I'll try to keep them in for, I think they've been in here for about 4 months now, and there's no stem appear, no new growth appearing at all besides the roots. So almost all of them have, they all have roots, but it's just not a sure thing that you're going to get a plant out of this. So all I did is I put succulent and cactus mix into a saucer, and what I do is I just spray it. I spray it really well about once every 3 or 4 days. Again, I'm in the desert. It's drier. Where it is, it gets quite a bit of light, but no direct sun, and that's the result of that. So I really can't say if it works for sure, but they do root. And I also read somewhere where they don't come true to the plant. So it might be a variegated one, and then all of a sudden it turns into a solid, or the leaves turn small or something like that. So you're not guaranteed that you're going to get exactly what the parent is. So now we're going to move on to the successful ones that I know, because I have had luck with these. And instead of calling it luck, I need to call it success, because I have had success with this method each and every time. And you could actually count this as two ways if you wanted to, but it's by stem cuttings. And you can see that it is rooted. I will zoom on in so you can see that, because you may not be able to see. But I don't have any fancy setup. This is a little popsicle maker thing. and it just holds up the leaves just great. And I've had it in here for about three months now, and there's quite a bit of root on it. But you could also do this way in a succulent and a cactus mix, or a very light propagation mix. You can do them by stem cuttings in either a mix or in water. They root fine either way. And I've taken a cutting. This one is only a node. No, oh, there's two nodes. There's a node there and a node there. Let me get my glasses on so I can actually make sure that I'm telling you. Oh no, that's a new root. Oh, okay, so there's only one node right there. And I took there's the node, and I took the cutting there. I'll zoom on in so you can see that too. And as I said, I have taken a cutting that's as long as 12 inches long. I've taken them longer, and then this is about as short as you would want to take a one node cutting. But you can take one node all the way up to 12 inches or so. Here you go, so you can see a little closer in case you've never propagated a Hoya before. But the node is there, the bump, the swell, and then I took the cut about an inch below the node, and as you can see, there are roots appearing on all sides there. And in case you were curious, I have propagated using root hormone before, but it was a very long time ago. If you're going to propagate it in a mix, I propagate in a mix on a regular basis, but I don't use a rooting hormone now. And I've always had good luck. So that is something that you can use if you want to. Okay, so this last method that I'm going to show you is also one that I've had success with every time, and it's called layering. Now, it's not air layering, but it's just layering. And I'm going to show you what I do in just a minute, but I got up close because I want to show you those. I don't know if you can see those bumps coming out just above the leaf. I put a white towel over it. Hopefully you can see. There's a little bit there. I'll also put a picture in the blog in case you can't see. Those are roots about to come out, and that's what you want to be sure to get in the mix. And as you can see, again, that I have a very fancy propagation system going on here, and I just banged my knee on the table. Okay, so this is the succulent and cactus mix, which works fine for rooting. Again, you can use any kind of a propagation mix. And there are those two nodes there, and you just get them on the top of the soil or on the top of the mix, and you pin them down. Now, these are called greening pins. I will leave a link to them in the blog post. I use them when I'm doing succulent cuttings and crafting projects a lot. I had a bag of like 1,000, and now I think I have like 45. So I have used a lot. And you want to make sure that those roots stay on the top of the soil, on the top of the mix. I keep on calling it soil, on the top of the mix. And I wet the mix. And that's what you want to do first. You want to make sure it's nice and moist, and then you can either water this or spray it, and you don't want it to dry out, especially on the surface, because that's where the roots are going to be appearing from. There you go. There's a little zoom in on that. And this method is actually pretty fast. And you could actually do like 2 or 3 stems in here in this 4-inch pot easy. And this, along with the stem cuttings, are the 2 fastest and easiest ways that I know of to propagate Hoyas. So what I forgot to say is that after the cutting has rooted, when you're doing the layering method, you want to cut it away from the mother plant, and you cut it away just above where it is rooted. I've done a few posts on Hoyas and a few videos on Hoyas too, which I'll leave the links in the blog post and also down below. I've done Hoya care, I've done how I train this Hoya. I just repotted this gorgeous Hoya, which is doing fabulous. So you can find that along with the blog post that goes along with this video on propagating Hoyas, because I have probably forgotten to say something. So it'll be in there. I love Hoyas, and if you have one Hoya, you have to have more. I don't know if I'm going to propagate this Hoya or if I'm going to get other ones, because when I left California, I gave my other Hoyas away. I only brought this one. So I think it's time for me to get some more. So I hope you have found this video to be helpful. And I thank you so much for all your likes and your subscribes. I really appreciate them. I have a lot more gardening videos coming your way. So many videos, so little time. So speaking of gardening, let's get out in the garden and make the world a more beautiful place. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.